Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy. Oh, Gypsy Rose, old Gyp. Oh, honey, you are so threatened by us. What are you doing copyright striking, messing with people's bread and butter on YouTube, who in reality are your bread and butter? The old gypster is on a mission to control the narrative and shut down anyone who dares to spill the beans, the tea, dish the dirt on the real story of what happened to poor old Dee Dee Blanchard and Nick Godejohn. She's been going around copyright striking content creators left and right. I believe she did it a bit on TikTok, and now she's making her way to YouTube. Well, guess what? I'm a content creator on YouTube, which makes me a YouTuber by right, and I must respond. Listen, I may not always see eye to eye with every YouTube creator out there, but I believe in free speech and not letting anyone stomp all over it. I've been through similar but not exact situations before, and other YouTube creators had my back. Now it's my turn to stand up and support others in the same situation, but a different scenario, but yeah, you get what I mean. So tonight, we're diving into Gypsy's latest shenanigans. Doesn't she realize that without us, she's a nothing? Let's make our voices heard and send a direct message on tonight's episode of Women Radio. While we wait for everyone to roll in, I'm going to roll some credits. Special shout out to my Power Replay crew and my dragonflies. It's almost pumpkin spunkin. It's almost pumpkin spooky season, my loves. Are you ready for it?
Angel flew down to a tiny house.
How is everyone doing tonight? Are you ready to talk a little Gypsy Rose about her latest shenanigans that get me fired up when people mess with people in this way when it's just the truth that's coming out? I don't understand how we got to this point where nobody's allowed to talk about the truth. If you're talking about the truth, then you're a hater. You can't just simply say what's true and it not be a hating statement if it's true. If it's true, how is it a hater? And she's made her way over to YouTube, which kind of makes my stomach turn anyway. I was looking at her page just before we went live just to kind of see what kind of numbers she's getting, and they're decent. They're decent. And she's trying to use the YouTube copyright strike system like she was doing it over on TikTok, but it's a little bit different over here on YouTube. It's a little bit better, dare I say, here on YouTube, and it still has its problems. Because I went through something very similar. So I know this process, and I know how it's used and why it's used. And one of the big ways it's used is to silence the people because it takes about 2 weeks to go through the process of this copyright thing. So you, in effect, silence the story for 2 weeks and then it's not popular anymore. And then, it's on to the next story. And so that story, you get that taken, their channel or not their channel, I'm sorry, their video taken down for a few weeks. And if you're really good at it and you get 3 of them taken down, then the creator's whole channel comes down until it gets worked out. It's just outrageous that she's doing this. Hold on, I got to take a sip of water. I'm so, ugh. Yeah, I just think we need to stop this we need to nip this in the bud, because if she goes after them, she can go after us. And I don't always agree with what's being said on probably every channel. I probably don't agree with everything, but I don't have to agree with everything to support a person. There's some that I just, I don't support in theory, but as a YouTube content creator, I support the right to make the content and not have it stricken down. So somebody help me off this soapbox, because it's getting a nosebleed up here. And I don't want anyone to think that I think that I'm ever better than anybody else, because I've gone through different periods of time where I was more of a tea type person, where I liked the dirty gossip. But for me, I'm not really so much into the Gypsy Rose dirty nitty gritty gossip, and I probably don't know even all of it. I'm more into the dangerous things that she's doing. Like, I don't really give a flying fig about what color her hair is, or you know that kind of stuff. But I really give a fig about her striking down channels. So it started, I had gotten a message from one of my mods asking me if I had got copyright struck by Gypsy Rose. And I was like, I hope not, because I'd gotten a copyright strike by somebody else that I'm just waiting for Mercury retrograde to finish. And then I'm going to go at it. But I looked, because sometimes I don't always see YouTube stuff come through right away, and I had not. But and then it was further directed to me that I should go to Sir Morbid's page, because there had been content creators that had been being struck. And 22 hours ago, he posted, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, YouTube, please remove your false copyright takedown claims on the following YouTube creators' channels at Conspiracy Tea and Flawless Nina. As you can clearly see, it is a violation against YouTube community guidelines and terms of service. Please do the right thing and follow instructions in the image, because it'll take mere seconds. Google states abusing the copyright system here on the YouTube platform may result in the suspension of your account or other legal consequences. I hope bigger creators that report on this kind of stuff, like these channels, Law and Crime, Friend of the Channel, and so many, I've only heard of Law and Crime. I guess I'm behind on the bigger creators that he's calling out for, and so many other YouTube creators that do not support false copyright claims. Would love to hear about someone infamous monetizing off unaliving their own mother, attempting to silence creators with opinions by violating YouTube's rules. The Son of Sam law is legit in 40 states. So if you're monetized and making money in those states because you have viewers in those territories, you shouldn't be able to collect money from TikTok, Meta, or Google, because your followers and subscribers are only there to watch you because of your infamy, not your content creation skills. So Gypsy Rose Blanchard, please consider and do the right thing for once in your life and retract those false copyright takedowns. Thank you. And here is do not make false claims, misuse of the removal request web form, such as submitting false information, may result in the suspension of the account of your legal consequences. And there are YouTube people that have been deplatformed. Um, so they have removed people in the past. I don't know if it was for these making false claims like this, but here's what happens when you get a claim. You get this thing saying that your video has been removed because of this copyright thing, and you can do these various things. You can like just write it out, and I think it's in 90 days the claim is removed or something like that. You can also go to a creators claim school. I forget what they call it, and it can be removed faster. I think there's that option too. Or you can contact the person, they give you the email of the person who's doing it. You can contact that person and try to work it out, or you can dispute it. And if this ever happens to you, dispute it, because the only way they will win is if they have copywritten that particular video. And the only places that do something like this, because it would be so expensive to copyright every single one of your videos, are like Dr. Phil and like the news programs, Dateline, and those kind of programs, like Long Crime and um, Court TV. They don't even copyright each of all their stuff. That's why we can use this news stuff. Some content creators go overboard and they just play it. They just play it and they say like maybe two or three things, and that's not fair play use, in my opinion. They'll say it's fair play use because they can get away with it. But to me, fair play use is using another person's content in a reasonable, responsible way. That's why on my channel I stop and start things. We won't usually play everything in its entirety. I speed it up. I alter it. But I do put the link to everything down in the description so that if you want to watch it on your own, at your own leisure, at your own pace, where it's not me interrupting anything, you can do that. I just think there's a responsible way to do things. And from what I have saw from Flawless Nina and Conspiracy, they are very responsible. So, no, no, I say no. And I hope other creators are doing the same, because this woman needs to be stopped. And the people that can stop her are us. And we are also the ones that keep her relevant. Anyway, so this is what happened. Sir Morbid, and then people are like, she needs some consequences. This is not going to end well for her. She done effed up. And that's another thing. She has messed with the wrong person. And Flawless Nina. Flawless Nina strikes me as somebody who can play the long game. And in that, I mean, she has real Scorpio energy because Gypsy Rose will think it'll be over, and 10 years later, Nina will see her shot if she needs to wait that long, and she'll take it. And she'll pop up and she'll be like, "A knock, a knock. Do you remember me? Guess what? It's time." I just would not want her. I, I I can play that long game. I can do that. I got that energy. And so when another person has that similar energy and you're kind of aware of, the energies around you and what's going on, and you recognize like, I don't think I want to mess with that because I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to watch my back for 10 years or 20 or however long it takes. So Gypsy hasn't realized that. If I don't even know if she will ever be. She I don't think she'll I don't know if she'll ever be that aware. Okay, so let's move on. Here we have Sir Morbid doing a video. It's a follow-up on his YouTube. And we are going to take a look at the live, but it's a very long live. It's 4 hours long. But I always got other stuff that I'm going to pad in here. We're not just going to look at Sir Morbid's channel. We got a little bit of Nina's channel we're going to look at, and then we're going to pop over onto TikTok. So we got some stuff for you tonight. And are you subscribed? Because I looked the other day and a huge amount of you are not subscribed, but a huge amount of you are. We hit 4K recently, like a week and a half ago, and we're almost up to 4.5K. So welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. But check and see if you're subscribed, because that's another free way to help me out. Okay, so here we have a little video that he did. What the F? What the F? Gypsy Rose should be banned off of YouTube for doing this.
Been filing false copyright takedowns right here on YouTube against creators that commentate and criticize her for her actions after being released from prison. Regardless of what Gypsy thinks about these specific creators and Conspiracy being one and Flawless Nina, those are mere opinions. It should not result in Gypsy abusing the YouTube copyright system that is in place to protect all creators. YouTube itself actually states in their community guidelines in terms of service that those who submit false copyright takedowns or removals, they warn against this, stating do not make false claims. Misuse of the removal request web form, such as submitting false information, may result in the suspension of your account or other legal consequences. And trust me, there's further detail than this, but I think everybody gets the point. Having said all,
and I forgot to say that once you decide what you're going to do, and if you decide that you are going to fight the claim, well, then you have to give them like your firstborn. Just kidding. But you have to give that creator all of your personal information, your personal name. Like, what name do you use on your bank account name? And then you have somebody such as Gypsy Rose who likes to dox people. Then they have all your information, and her stands are showing up at your door. It's not. I don't agree that you should have to give YouTube all your information, but it shouldn't be given to the person. So then once you give them all the information, then YouTube goes back to the creator, the person that's making the claim, and they say, well, this is what they say. Do you have any legal paperwork showing that this is copywritten. And they usually don't, and they have 10 days to F around and make you wait. And so that the whole process takes about two weeks. And if somehow they manage to get 3 false copyright claims, like if you use like 3 of their stuff that they're saying is theirs, then your channel goes down for the count until you clear it up. It's ridiculous. So, and it's traumatizing. And luckily, I had a YouTube creator. I had followers that helped me out, and some YouTube creators came to the rescue. And yeah, they walked me through the process. They helped me stop it. So, Flawless Nina and Conspiracy are a little bit bigger of channels, and they're also TikTokers. So I don't want to like put it like wouldn't be as traumatizing, but it's traumatizing to worry about your channel that you work so hard on, to have to go through all of that for nothing that you've done wrong. It's a lot and it's ridiculous. I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying, how ridiculous and wrong it is, and do something to speak out. And I say it all the time. Don't go to her channels. Don't watch her shit. If you want to watch it through your favorite creator. Support them, not her. Support the people that are bringing you the story. Don't support her. Like, I see over on her page, and you can look at the page. You don't like, if you go to the page, it's not a huge deal. Just don't click on her stuff. But over on her page, over on YouTube, you can see she has almost 60,000 subscribers. She has 10 videos. She has quite a few views, 42K. Her pregnancy one has 530K. Get ready with me shit has 64K. You know, just stay away. I just stay away. Although, again, I'm always going to say, do what you want to do, because I always sound like I'm telling people what to do, but it's always do what you want to do. I just have always sounded very sure of myself when I talk. I don't know what it is. I've just always sounded very sure of myself, when in reality, I'm not always that sure of myself. But and I change my mind. I don't care what you think about me. I'm always going to change my mind if I think otherwise. If more information comes to me, I always have the right to decide otherwise. And you do too, because this is like, you're free to do as you please. And I hope that goes without saying. But getting back to this is the nonsense she's doing.
All this. Last night, I had a live show in regards to calling out Gypsy Rose Blanchard for filing these false copyright claims. Because the videos that she claimed, number one, she doesn't own any copyright on. Number two, the content creators provided their own commentary and criticism for educational purposes, which, by the way, is covered and protected by the Fair Use Act. Gypsy, knowing this, understands that she's violating YouTube community guidelines by abusing the copyright system that is in place, risking termination of her YouTube channel, as well as suspension to her Google account.
Well, Twisted, she's a woman that planned the unaliving of her mother by using an autistic person. He is now life in prison, and she served 7.5 years and is out, and it is coming out that her whole story is a lie. She was far more involved. She planned the unaliving of her mother and got away with it. And now she's trying to become a media influencer for the kids. It's just mind blowing. It's an upside down crazy world we're living in right now, and we have to use our voices now more than ever for standing up for what we believe in. So
over the past couple months, I have had an opportunity to have communications between Ken Erker, who is currently Gypsy's baby daddy, and I'm going to share with you my side of the conversation. Please note, I have yet to hear back from Ken, but I'm looking forward to hearing his response. So here it is. Hello, Kenny boy. It's Yep, Sir Morbid X here. So, as you know, I've been a YouTuber for going on 9 years, with multiple channels covering all kinds of content, some successful and others not so much. One of the worst things, a huge no-no on the platform, is filing false copyright claims when protected by the Fair Use Act. So, Ken, the other night, I was informed by Conspiracy, who's a friend of mine, as well as a fellow content creator right here on YouTube, who, by the way, has been extremely neutral and fair in covering Gypsy Rose, receiving a false copyright strike takedown by Gypsy herself, which again is taboo on YouTube. Now look, TikTok may be different, but on YouTube, it's against their community guidelines and terms of service to file false copyright claims. Also, Flawless Nina, another friend of mine, as well as a fellow YouTube content creator, received multiple false copyright claims by Gypsy herself. And don't try to blame the PR team, because no PR team would suggest or recommend their client to actually do something against the platform's TOS or community guidelines, risking termination of their channel.
I love how he's like, and don't do not put it on the PR. Nah.
And banned permanently, unless it's a PR team. But getting back to Flawless Nina, I get it. Yes, she covers Gypsy Rose much differently, which I totally understand why you or Gypsy wouldn't like her personally. But she too is protected under the Fair Use Act, especially when it comes to false copyright claims. Whether you like
Fast forward it so you can watch it all if you want. I just want to see if Kenny
get wind of it as well as legally. Ken, I figured I'd ask you personally, since we have a way to communicate with one another here on Discord, as adults. So if Gypsy is interested in retracting those false copyright claims, it's really easy and simple. Also quick to do in the YouTube studio. Hell, I'll even send you the link from...
That is the whole reason they give you the person that's filing the claim, their email is so that you can try to work it out yourself. You can contact them and be like, hey, this isn't cool. Can we, not have to go through this? But yeah, and you have 90 days to do all of this. So
Google. And for your convenience, I'll attach a screenshot on how to do it. Anyhow, I just wanted to at least ask you personally, Ken, about all of this. So thanks for listening, buddy. Now here's the link. Retract a copyright removal request. YouTube help. If you submitted a copyright removal request in error, you can retract it. Retracting a copyright removal request will clear the copyright strike from the uploader's channel unless other blah, 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 blah. Let me go a step further. Here's the YouTube help. Retract in YouTube Studio. If your removal request has already been resolved and resulted in the removal of content, retract it in YouTube Studio. And here are the steps. Number 1, sign in.
Okay, so it doesn't look like Ken replied.
Ian, I'll update you with the results. Hopefully Gypsy Rose can do something right once. Yeah, once in her life.
So it doesn't look like he replied. Let's go forward and watch the live. I guess we'll start from the beginning, because seems like we're going to get most of the good information in the beginning. I could be wrong, though.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, listen up very carefully, okay? Hard work pays off. Hard work. Something you know nothing about, because you're somebody and we're a bunch of nobodies. So
okay.
Listen.
Thanks, Chris.
There's real content creators putting in the hard work, Again, something you know
Oh,
absolutely
Thank you.
zero about. We've seen your daily routine, and it sucks. But anyhow, hard work pays off.
Steve,
Dreams
I'm
come
actually,
true.
are you in
Bad-
the Arizona desert? Because I am I've been looking at places where I want to possibly live, and I'm actually looking at Arizona and New Mexico right now. I've just kind of been looking at those two states, and I just saw that you said you were in the desert.
Times don't last.
Thank you.
Bad times don't last. But bad guys and bad girls, just like us over here.
Ah, okay.
Meet me on this side over here. Thank
Thank
you guys
you.
for joining. If you didn't hit the like button, please do. And if you can share on any platform, this is a very important live stream. Spontaneous
Thanks
as
for
it
the
is,
dono.
we're going to get right into it, though. Again, thank you so much for being here. And the people that became new members and stuff and gifted, and you didn't even have to do that, but I appreciate that very much. Even the super chat. Fire Nice, thank you for the gifted membership there. That's not what it's all about. Case, thank you for the donation, super chat right there. Dots as well. Michelle Furler and Sabian Pagan with the memberships. And maybe it was Sonia. I don't remember. I don't have access.
Contract law. No, it's not. They hid behind contract law so that they could do that. What I told you all, if they're going to do.
And I'm like, wait, did you say what you just? I guess did you say you got a copyright last night? And she said, yeah, she got multiple copyrights or a few, but I didn't know that until today, just like maybe an hour ago or something or less.
Arizona,
So,
yeah.
And then I reached out to Nina. I'm like, wait, did you say what you just? I guess. Did you say you got a copyright last night? And she said, yeah, she got multiple copyrights on multiple videos. False copyright, because it falls under fair use. Gypsy doesn't know this.
I hope so.
And another creator,
I hope it catches up with them.
I guess I didn't get permission to say her name, but well, I hope she's okay with me sharing this. Conspiracy. Okay, so that's my. Okay. So she got hit today, and she messaged me.
Get off my girl. Gypsy.
And
I love me some
conspiracy does nothing but almost like news, like it's vanilla. It's not criticism. It's just reporting, or
it's fair use. It's transformative and all this stuff.
Right.
Oh
yeah. So I saw that.
Wow, that's scary.
And the video that Gypsy did was the gender reveal on conspiracies, and conspiracy is basically talking, and her face and her entire body is on there, and explaining about the gender reveal. Oh, guys, it's a girl, and blah blah blah. Showed a little clips here, and then explained it. You know how she does that on TikTok and here on YouTube, and that's fair use. I mean, it's not a re-upload, and it's not like Gypsy has copyright to any of these videos. I really doubt she filed copyright for every single video that she's done so far. I guarantee she hasn't. Most creators don't, and it's not a re-upload. We do have Fancy up here, I believe. Fancy, are you there?
I'm here.
So I don't know if you heard the news, or did you get hit by this? Because
no, Ryan got hit by it. I did not, because they've tried to pull this on me before, and I know how to get out of that, so they don't pull that on me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to too, but this is a little bit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
She's risking, Gypsy. You're risking your YouTube channel on because you're breaking TOS, terms of service, and YouTube community guidelines. You're knowingly falsely reporting false copyright, let's just say.
Yeah. And what's going to happen is after, I think it's 5 to 7 days, if you don't file a court date, if they literally do not take you to court, then it goes away and they can't strike you.
It's actually 10 business days. I've been through this multiple times. But,
right.
But that's not the problem, because now it kind of...
and usually it takes delay. About 2 weeks. 10 business days, 2 weeks it usually takes.
I mean, we're talking about 10 business days, could be almost up to 2 weeks to even initiate that process.
Well, this is why I told you guys my lawsuit is really about freedom of speech. And everybody tried to say, no, it's contract law. No, it's not. They hid behind contract law.
Gypsy Rose comes out with, say she comes out and says, oh, I'm having twins, and it's like a huge story and everybody's reporting on it, and you report on it, and then it gets taken away, and then 2 weeks later you win, but then the video goes back up, but your shit's been buried. It's been buried. No one's gonna look at it. It's just a way to silence people. and it pisses me off.
So that they could do that. What I told you all, if they're going to do it to me, they're going to do it to all of you. And people just it acted like I was crazy and that I didn't know what I was talking about. And here it is. Now it's hitting all of you.
Oh, Fancy. I told you. Oh, Lord. I have a hard time.
It's because she will not stop. She does not want any truth out there about her. She doesn't like what Becca's doing. She doesn't like her Starlight's doing. She doesn't like what you're doing. She certainly doesn't like what I'm doing, you know, and that's exposing her. And I'm glad that I'm up here with Becca. Becca, I want you to understand, I have no problem with you. I just don't understand where you got the medical records and how you got them on a FOIA. If
I didn't get them on a FOIA.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, see, people have gone around saying you did, and that's why I was so
no. I actually emailed you, Fancy.
Did you?
So I held all this resentment for you because I believed. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not biting. I'm not biting.
But since we're talking now, we can talk, right?
Sure. Yeah. I don't think I got your email, but it could have just been way far down. I get a lot of them.
Please.
So
okay. Yeah. No. No, we did not get it through a FOIA. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
see,
you're
there's
right.
no way you could have, and that's why people are saying that. I said there's absolutely no FOIA. There's no way she could have got it through a FOIA.
No,
absolutely not.
It was part of discovery, as you probably know. The case files are large and
yes,
right.
Yeah, exactly. So I understand, and I think you're doing a good job with the way you're putting it together. You know, it doesn't matter who's doing it as long as the message is getting out there. And I think we're getting lost in this. Everybody is on their own freaking thing, thinking I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Just like right now, we're trying to organize a rally for Nicholas, and of course, 2 content creators want to pull out because I'm involved. Well, I'm the biggest voice on this for 8 years, guys. Of course, I'm going to be involved in something like that if I believe that it's the right thing to do, and I do. And his family has never been able to get any type of actual, traction for his story. I have media contacts. I'm sure some of you do. I have friends that have big platforms, not just Natasha and some other girl who just randomly popped in one day, So I think that we need to come together for truth in all of this. And this is why.
Have I not said that?
Against her, she cannot keep doing the nonsense.
Have I not said that? That was my whole thing with Toddy and Katie from Down the Rabbit Hole at bedtime. And then she promptly went on to Sir Morbid and said my channel was just about not truths, and that Toddy was slumming being on my channel. Like I think she wanted to like Toddy, like she wanted to like throw the bone to Toddy. She was gonna trash me, but she was gonna be like, but like Toddy's not part of them. She's different. But now look at Toddy. I think Toddy's like one of the biggest people that calls her out. I just believe if you're going to yell for creator unity, then it needs to be unity, not just when it suits you, unity. There's no reason to trash other creators. We can all have a platform. You don't have to be the biggest, baddest, longest. You just have to be good at what you're doing. And each creator brings what they're good at to their platform, and the listeners decide.
That she's doing. Sorry, I'm getting down off my soapbox now.
I have a lot to say about that, but I'll wait. I'll wait.
And Fancy, like if you hear it from others,
Fancy has a lot to bring to the table, but she unpacks a lot of bullshit with it. So, you got to weigh what you really want to do with it. Do you want all the bullshit? Or that's my problems with the way she handles her stuff. And she has so many people in her wake. So,
take it with a grain of salt, because
there's always going to be detractors. Not everybody.
Right. And that's the thing, Becca. They ran back to you and told you that Ryan and I were saying this stuff. We weren't. All we were trying to say was we were tired of people telling us, hey, you need to go watch
We're tired of people saying Becca Scoops.
Yes, Becca's about to say it right there. You're tired of people saying Becca Scoops is the best.
Becca Scoops in your comments.
Right? I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for 8 years. I assure you, I know what Becca knows.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that was it. Just like they tagged Nina. Well, I don't, Nina does not have all the facts. She doesn't fact check all the time. There's different things I have against her, and she has me blocked. So tagging her in my shit is pointless anyway. So it's just stupid. And I'm so tired of the people that just want to run around and cause chaos instead of coming together for the truth of the story.
There seems to be a lot of that going on.
She's one of the runarounders, chaosers. That's just like, I cannot not say something when you are one of the biggest chaosers. I would love for Fancy to be all about unity and really truly mean it. And you know what? I hope she's sitting here and she's meaning it. Do you need to fight all the time with people to get your Gypsy Rose content across? And then, there's the whole issue of bringing all of this fight onto your channel and just staying silent and not saying a peep when another person's channel gets tore down. But when it happens to you, it's a real issue. You got to go step by step through the video. It doesn't feel good to have your channel talked about in a way that you find to be untrue. And when you're silent about it, when you don't say like, oh, well, I don't know that to be true, that, that's your experience, at least just staying completely silent. Silence is a silent agreement. And making funny when it hurts another person is making fun. I don't care how you word it. It's just the bully's way of saying relax. And how many times have you relaxed when someone said, oh, relax? I'm just kidding.
Over on the TikTok.
Yeah. I don't want any part of the drama, but the drama comes with it, I guess.
Right. Yes, it
does.
does.
I'm new to
the
this.
Blanchards are creating the drama. That's the problem. You have the Blanchard family creating this drama. They create drama between creators. They've been doing it for a very long time. I have tons of proof that they do it. It's
well, I don't know if Becca knows this, and I fell asleep, and I couldn't stomach to watch it anyways. But Bro went live last night trying to debunk everything Becca's put out.
Yes, of course. Yes, they have. And I just laughed at it.
So now they're coming after Becca.
Right. Of course they are.
I expect. Yeah.
Well, you're a nurse. So you probably shouldn't have ever looked at the doc. According to the idiots, you're a nurse, so you have no business looking at the records and interpreting them because that's unethical. Because you're
why
a nurse.
is it unethical? It's not a HIPAA.
Yeah, I don't know.
HIPAA issue. It's not a HIPAA issue.
That's what they did. Well, I don't know if you knew this or not, but that's what they tried to do to Colleen. They went and filed a report against Colleen with the nursing board to try and have her nursing license pulled. And I contacted an advocate and the doctor that's working on it with us on our documentary, and she said, "Well, that's really funny."
Horrible bullying stuff with the Blanchard. Just horrible. I just such wrong stuff. And I don't, nobody deserves what Fancy went through with the Blanchards. Yeah, I don't, like, to be honest, I don't even know how she got through it, because like they doxed her. They had these horrible parties about her. I just, wrong is wrong, and that was incredibly wrong. And I feel horrible for Fancy for that.
Because at what point in time did Colleen ever work as a nurse for you? I said, well, she's always been a nurse. She goes, no, I'm not asking that. I'm asking you, did she chart patients? Did she take them back and put them in a room? Did she take their temperature? No, none of those things. Then she was not acting as a nurse. She's a medical professional expert analyzing a case, and that's all she's doing. They're really ridiculous. There's no freaking illegal things. There's nothing unethical about it. I was given the records for that exact purpose. Oh, well, you can't put them on Patreon and sell them. Well, if you read my contract, yes, I can. So it's annoying, but I'm glad to be able to talk to you this time because, I've I've avoided reaching out to you because I didn't really know how to approach it, to be honest with you. I did not know you had messaged me. I will go look for that. And that's the thing. Like, I wanted to message you and be like, hey, I think you're doing a great job. I love that you're putting it together in a way people can understand it. And, I want you to know I'm not against you, because that's just, it's
Thanks,
pointless. You're telling
Moni.
the same story, for heaven's sakes.
Right.
Well, it's good to
Okay.
clear it up. That's why
Yeah, for
these
sure.
type of platforms where you can just relax
Hi,
and
Laura
it's
Lynn.
laid back.
Right.
It's important
Right.
to have this sort of space. Nina's here. Okay. Because I
Oh.
do want to get to the topic because Nina.
Right.
Hey, Nina.
Right.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, girl?
Nina.
All right. So one of the people are here, Nina. I didn't know.
who got hit with the cup? Because what we can do, I spoke to my attorney, and he was saying that
I also love that Nina has an attorney. I cannot wait until I can have an attorney. Be like, I spoke to my attorney. Yeah, I know what's up.
if they keep doing that, just turn around and sue her.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. And this
That's
could
what
be
I've been saying.
could this be a
honestly,
class
guys,
Because
action
it's not
lawsuit?
an
all
that's what I was
yes,
just going
it
to say
can
more, but
be,
I
and that's
really
what
do
he was
believe it could be a
saying.
class
Hold on,
action.
Fancy.
It
What
can
did you
be
say?
a class
I'm sorry.
action lawsuit
Fancy, sorry, we're over
against her
talking
and
here.
Christy.
What'd you say, Nina? I'm sorry.
It can be a class action lawsuit against her and Christy.
That's what I
Laura Lynn, thank you so much, honey. Thank you for the super sticker. It's really, really appreciated.
said. I said this a long time ago. If we would all band together for the people that are being attacked by them for telling the truth, it doesn't matter whether I like you or you like me or Starlight likes you or Starlight likes this person. It doesn't matter. They're doing this to everyone. And this is what I said when I went to Missouri. There was a very big reason why Missouri was a big deal. And they tried and they lost. And they didn't just lose because of a venue. There was a lot more into that than they want you to know.
With the
And-
whole Missouri thing, I think Fancy needs to be careful because I think that they're going to be taking her to other states, and just would be careful with that.
And the thing is yes, the reason I can't sue them isn't because I can't sue them. It's because I don't have the money to sue them. By myself, it would cost over $20,000 for a retainer for a lawyer. It's ridiculous. But if we were to file a class action suit and come together, then that's different.
Yes.
Someone in the backstage
Coming
on
together.
StreamYard, if you guys could drop out, then I'm not going to add right now, because the slots are full and we're trying to get, I think Conspiracy is trying to get up. So, once we're done with the discussion, because I want Nina and Conspiracy to be able to, So if those other, and then just rejoin after, and then we'll be good. Now we have a couple slots open, so
cool.
for Conspiracy. But Nina, go ahead. Tell us what's going on, because I totally didn't know last night we were talking about that.
Yes, I was talking to my attorney, and he was just that, and he has reached out to the CEO of YouTube,
right?
By email to have her taken down. So because she is basically
I don't think it's going to happen that fast, but
here's the thing. Okay, she's trying to silence in different ways. She tried with Fancy already. Okay,
but you know what?
I
doubt things really. I'm a doubter. I'm like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it type of person. Because I don't know. I don't think YouTube's going to take her down because, I mean, I don't know. But I really hope that the viewers can take her down by not watching and, just making it really difficult in her comments, just letting everyone know that watches the video, like, this isn't what she is trying to make us think it is. And it's been done that way where, the viewers kind of are like, and she's probably not making that much money, which is sad to say, over on YouTube. It's TikTok where she's raking in the money right now.
If you know this or not, but I have confirmation from TikTok. One of my friend's brothers worked for them that helped me get my account back the first time. He then went to try to see if we could get my big account that had 20,000 on it from the first time back. And the reason that we cannot is because somebody pretending or claiming to be her manager and her lawyer sent in a false document telling them that they won the fucking court case and all this crap. And so they were able to take my platform down. And now I can never get it back unless I talk to TikTok.
But that is something you could just sue for.
Right. It is. it is something I can. But that's what I'm saying. It already happened once. They took it, and I have
Thanks
confirmation.
for the sub.
I never knew why it was down or why it couldn't be restored or why it couldn't
do
appear.
what Sir Morbid has. I was trying to figure out, how does he do that where it just announces? I know he's using Streamlabs and he uses StreamYard at the same time, and I heard somebody say that he's running it through an OBS platform. I'm not that good yet, but thank you so much, Steve, for the super sticker. It's really, really appreciated.
Until he went in my account and told me, yeah, this is what's happened. They sent in your court case and tried to say that you're stalking them and harassing them. And because they had a court case, they were able to take your thing down and it can't be restored. And I said, but the court case was dismissed. What the hell are you talking about? So I have to go through legal with TikTok, and then I can sue them as well. You're right. You're right. So it's been happening ever since I started talking on TikTok.
Yeah. So all these sort of, see, I don't care about, how do I put this? Because I want to be as professional and eloquent as possible without being a total douche.
Okay.
But
I just be a dick. Who cares?
how do I say this?
Embrace it.
When it comes to, like, I'm going to allow Conspiracy, when she's going to come up and join us. She's just getting the kids ready. When it comes to an actual content creator, and we have all of them here, right here on the panel so far, less Conspiracy. We put a lot of work in. There's a lot of hard work. Flawless Nina does a lot. Fancy does a lot. I mean, hell, she's writing Bibles and shit. Becca Scoops puts a lot of time into her stuff. You can totally tell with her husband. And Starlight and I, we as goofy as I am, and maybe Starlight, we do certain things too, and it takes time, and it's really content creation. Where Gypsy Rose, you're not a content creator, you're just basically monetizing off your mother, okay, and what you did to your mom.
Well, she is.
Even the graphics and effects that I do each week, I take the intro and I redo our intro a little bit each week to make it new and interesting. Every content creator does something to make their page, and none of these people I've seen take and don't add to, and that's the whole point about it. I know sometimes people would wish that we just played something straight through, but then it wouldn't be altering it in any way. So.
And my attorney just submitted like all of her, her record, all of that stuff to the CEO.
There was a lady on here. Oh, well, Morbid will know who I'm talking about, but Mommy Ramblings blog, who filed a false copyright strike against a channel on here called Held to the Know, and Held to the Know is suing her. Like, they're going to court.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is going to happen to you, Gypsy. Copyright. And I swear to God, because I know.
Well, that'll be easy.
This is not new, but the false
Mommy
copyright.
Ramblings is a channel that covers the Watts case very heavily, and she's really good friends with the Rucheks, and the Rucheks just a false claim on me. So this is very interesting to me.
Shit, okay. And what you're doing is false copywriting people here to silence them, like Nina and Conspiracy. And shame on you, Gypsy, because you know what? Go ahead, take jabs at Nina. Go ahead, criticize.
Shame on any of you that do that. If you want something taken down, if you're so offended by something, try contacting the creator first and seeing what they say instead of just jumping the gun to this BS. This stuff is really when it happened to me, it was really disturbing to me. So when I see it happening to other people, I get really disturbed. I kind of like those feelings start coming up that I was feeling when it was happening. So if I'm a little like, I feel a little about it.
As her publicly, like she does to you, whatever. That's okay. Nina will be fine with it. She'll be just fine. Criticize Fancy. Criticize me, hiding behind a skeleton. Go ahead, do whatever you got to do.
But you know what, Morbid? All she does, I'm telling you this right now. One thing about me is I'm relentless. And when you do stuff like this, I'm going for you. I'm going to make you feel it. And I'm going to make you feel it in a way that
we're going to give you that support.
Again.
Every single content creator, like Fancy said this before. Fancy said this before. Everybody who covers Gypsy Rose in this way, you know what? You should be on the same team, Fancy said this when she got sued too. And it's the same deal here, because what makes me upset is that Nina has kids, Conspiracy has a family. She does this full time. Nina does this full time, and she's got TikTok going, and so does Conspiracy.
Yes.
And you're filing false reports. It's not even legitimate.
I was gonna say something about that background noise, because it's gonna drive him crazy, because I can hear it and it's starting to drive me crazy.
If it was legitimate, it'd be different, but it's not. And it goes against the TOS, the terms of service, and the community guidelines that YouTube has set out there. So your channel is at risk, but it won't stop there, because everybody else is going to jump in, like myself and others who are content creators.
Problem for her also, though. This could come down to, yes, it's not against the law that she's, exactly doing this, but parole officers don't take too kindly to their parolees.
But who is this parole officer that she has? I mean, is he part of the mob? Is he a criminal too? Because how is she getting away with all of this? I severely question the parole officer.
Acting like this. This
yeah,
character
is useless.
And who's the bonehead that gave her this idea? Because this idea has been tried multiple times. And trust me, Nina and Conspiracy will be just fine, even though they have strikes on their channels due to this.
But I'd watch out.
I wanted to say they're going to be just fine, but I don't want to take it away from the upset from them either. I don't want to, upset is upset. And so it is upsetting, but they're going to be fine. But it's bullshit.
Watch out.
No, I'm telling you. Let me tell you. I will see to it. Like, all she did was light a fire up under me. Like, I'm telling you, like, she doesn't even know.
What video?
Katie Joy is here too. Just file counter notification against her. I mean, I know that. Yeah. We know that. We know how it goes. The appeal, of course, absolutely. And Katie Joy, if you want to step up, you can, because you're one creator too that covers Gypsy Rose. And what if she starts filing copyrights against you? And the routine. But this is a team effort. I think we need to be together in solidarity, just as Fancy said from the get-go, from the beginning, because we have that much power to publicly out and call Gypsy out.
Facebook because of them.
Nina, what video?
Different platforms.
What video?
She took down like 4.
My God.
For copyright.
One of them was like 3. Any video that had any of her stuff in there, I took them down already now, though.
But what was she?
Why did you took down those videos?
Yeah, because I didn't want it to hit again.
No. Oh.
No, once you appeal it, Nina, and they put it back up.
No, there were other videos.
Oh, there were other videos.
Oh, okay.
And I just deleted them because I've already been paid for them. Right? Like I've already cashed out on it.
You know what? You can sue for future earnings. Go ahead, Starlight.
Yeah.
So she's striking her TikTok content.
No,
but I also YouTube, but there's also behind the scenes stuff that I have going on with her that she's not even.
Well, I'm just curious if she's striking TikTok content.
I am going to get her one way.
She's got behind the scenes stuff. Oh my gosh. Like Gypsy Rose. She's an idiot.
They tried.
What has she done? Like, she has created an enemy for life of somebody who I just would not want an enemy. Does anybody else agree with me on this? Like, I feel like Nina is a formidable opponent that I would not want to go against. And, but maybe Gypsy Rose is just, she thinks she's that good. I think I missed this, Giselle. Thank you so much, honey. I missed this. Thank you very, very much. Sorry, I missed it.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what? She'll never win over the public. She'll never be good enough to win over the public.
No, I can't believe the PR. I can't believe the PR people put out a whole fucking plan. Like, she's just rebranding. Like, she just made a mistake in her life. Like, oh, you were speeding and you got caught, or you got pulled over in a drunk driving charge. Sorry, Justin Bieber, let's go ahead and reframe you as the golden boy. You cannot reframe her as anything. You cannot rebrand her. She is a freaking murderer.
I agree, Fancy. I think the PR firm what I know about PR, I have a little background in that too.
Yeah, so do
Probably
I.
was like, you know what? Well,
They're fighting an uphill battle with this one. Nobody's gonna win this one with her because she's got too many people that don't like her. Too many people that are on her scent. Too many people that are telling the true story. She can't stop the narrative, and you can tell she's grabbing at straws. And I mean, YouTube is not different than TikTok. Don't come over here and mess with us, Gypsy. Do not. Do not. Because you can tell like there's some fussing and fighting over here on YouTube, but when push comes to pull, like the people that are really, they stand up for each other, and that's just the way it is. I don't know what it's like over on TikTok. It could be the same exact way, but I feel like the the true crime YouTubers can fuss and fight at each other, but I have noticed that we do have each other's back when it is what it is.
Exactly, you do. Was probably like, well, if she wants to pay us, great. But you can't.
Right.
I have to believe that behind the scenes they're like, yeah, no. But they're taking her money, right?
But they're
So
taking
they
your
give her-
money, just like Mike
Yeah.
took her money to
Well,
sue me
I
in
mean,
Missouri,
they're
knowing
going
that
to
it
take the
wasn't
money
going to
that they
happen.
can. And who wouldn't take Gypsy Rose's money and screw her over?
Yeah.
Like, she deserves
Right.
it. You know, most times you'd be like, you know, I would never want to do that to someone. But Gypsy, who would care? Just go ahead, railroad her. She railroads everybody else. Why not?
And you know what? Keep on filing those false reports. Go ahead, listen to Bree. Wow, she's brilliant, because now you're going to get lawsuits, major lawsuits, and you've got the money, so we can collect if you come after people.
Right?
And
That's
then
a
you
good
destroy
point.
and terminate their entire channel due to your false copyright reports. You'll see what the judge is going to say. And you know what?
But her
We're
account
going to
needs
back
to be
up
taken.
this because it's a serious issue. Go ahead, Nina.
Her account needs to be taken down, period. She wreaks
Yeah.
too much havoc. She should not be monetizing on this.
Well, at least
She's
her YouTube channel,
disgusting.
because she's false copywriting for sure. You know,
Like,
with the TikTok, I mean, fuck, man, I can't even figure that shit out. Every video I put up, I'm getting community guideline strikes, and then I have to appeal, and it's a 50-50 over.
Yeah, that's another
even know what's going
reason
on.
why
no, yeah, YouTube is really weird when it comes to it,
I
because
don't do a lot on TikTok, because like sometimes my whole video is silenced because of some part in it that they didn't like, but they don't give you the opportunity to edit it out. They don't tell you what it is. It's another reason why I don't want to put my eggs into TikTok's basket. I mean, I feel like my eggs are in trouble over here on YouTube half the time. So, yeah.
it's like it's what's weird about YouTube is that there's videos that they'll take down and there's videos that they'll keep, and there's like no rhyme or reason to it.
There isn't.
The best thing Gypsy could do is go ahead, email Team YouTube, do the right thing, Gypsy, for once in your life.
You think Gypsy can do the right thing?
And hear me out here. Retract those false copyrights. Okay, that's the least you can do. I don't care if you hate Nina, and I don't know what Conspiracy did to you. She has covered you legit. All right, vanilla as fuck, and so, and don't make me call Ken, because I mean,
Wait, I have a lot that I have on her, and I don't think she realized that.
Oh, so do I.
lot.
I have lots and lots and lots and lots. And I've been waiting to figure out what to do with all of it. And I think it's just about time to do so.
And Fancy, you should feel a bit vindicated, because you were the first one. You're the guinea pig, but in a different way, not with the copyright issue, but they went a different angle.
No, they tried to pull that before, and I
work.
protected myself real well. So they knew they couldn't do it again.
So it is getting ridiculous.
Thank you.
Just trying these low class sort of ways of trying to silence just content creators with opinions.
Silence anyone with the truth, or anyone that has an opinion against the narrative. It's pretty freaking gross. It's just gross.
Okay.
I don't know what.
So let's move on.
angel flew down to a tiny house on the edge of hell. Ain't no garage or a swimming pool, just a sad old friend who thinks he's cool.